We have some great radio hijinks for you. Stuttering John made a phony phone call to Gary yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And Gary's very pissed off.
It's great.
And Gary fell for it?
Yeah.
Well, of course Gary fell.
Of course. No, Gary was too smart. He figured it out in 2 seconds.
Not only is Gary really pissed off at Stuttering John, but he's pissed off at all of you, and he's going to explain why when we play the call.
Really?
Yeah. I really am.
I don't even know anything about it, and he's pissed off at me.
This is so great. Should I tell you the premise of the call?
Yes.
All right, I'll give you a little tease. So John invests for Gary with stock.
Yes.
For about 5 minutes yesterday, Gary was bankrupt.
Oh, geez.
And he bought it. And it's beautiful.
I guess I heard John setting this. I didn't know what he was going to do, but I heard him calling one of these brokers and saying, call back and give me a fake name so Gary doesn't know that I'm getting a call from you.
Yeah, it's great. Gary's lips and teeth dry out. You'll see. It's unbelievable.
Oh, man.
Right.
His tongue must get going, huh?
His tongue gets going.
Calm down, belly boy.
Right,
at this moment, Gary looks exactly like the puppet.
I know.
They become one.
Yeah, they've done a mind meld. You look like the Gary puppet.
I felt like the Gary puppet yesterday.
He calls me last night. He goes, Bo, I'm tired of being the brunt of all the jokes on the show.
I am. Listen, nobody
I heard
else...
you were yelling at John.
I was. You know what? I told John 2 weeks ago, this is how it all started, right? I told John 2 weeks ago that I was still pissed off about the whole Gary puppet incident.
Yeah.
Even though it was really funny and stuff, it still sort of bummed me out because...
This is when Gary went to an appearance, and we, of course, arranged for the Gary puppet to be stolen.
Right. Gary came to us and he asked if he was very careful, could he take the Gary puppet to an appearance?
And I said yes. I said, don't you lose it. And all I know, John hijacked the Gary puppet, and Gary spent the worst weekend of his life because he had to come in on Monday and tell me that he lost the puppet.
And the point of the matter is not that you arranged for it, but that John thought of this all on his own and masterminded the whole thing. So I told him how upsetting it was to me.
Yeah.
And then I talked to John on a personal level because we're supposed to be friends. So I'm telling him how I called our stockbroker 5 times last week, and the guy didn't call me back. So John immediately uses...
No. Gary, he didn't call you back because I told him not to call you back.
So he knows I'm upset.
Right.
John knows I'm upset.
Yeah.
And he's like, what is he yanking me around for? I'm supposed to be his boss.
Right.
We're supposed to be friends.
Right.
So I cut John so much slack in how much he screws up around here.
Right.
Perfect example, yesterday...
But this is why it's a phony phone call.
But yesterday I asked him to do some work around here.
I can't give you a phony phone call that you're going to like.
Yeah, if I had a dime for every time you screwed up, I'd be a millionaire by now.
Yeah, well, I'm your boss, and now the screw-ups aren't going to be fun anymore. Now you're going to be treated... it's not I can do whatever I want. It's not... Listen, as a friend, I made a huge mistake. I was John's friend, and I let that get in the way of the way I treat him as an employee, and I'm just not going to let that happen anymore.
Fine.
Oh, so you're saying there's going to be repercussions as a result of the phony phone call?
No. There's not going to be no repercussions. From this day forward, I'm now going to treat John like an employee, which means he should be fired in about a month.
Anybody else on the show that their friendships are used to their disadvantage?
No, but why does it happen to me every other week? You guys don't even know, Robin. You don't even know that I busted Fred maybe 3.5 weeks ago trying to do a phony thing on me. He had a tape recorder.
Fred, what was that one? I forget. You were trying
I'll tell you exactly what it was. I had the T-shirt. It was after you guys made fun of the T-shirt. And he tried to convince me that, I'm using Fred's painting of me.
Oh, I know what it was. Fred.
Right.
We're going to use Fred's... Gary's making a T-shirt. And he's going to use Fred's painting of him up for the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Right.
So I said to Fred, go back and tell Gary that you want a percentage of his T-shirt sales and get it on tape.
Yeah.
Gary figured it out.
I figured it out in 30 seconds.
But how you see what I'm saying? Fred does a practical joke. It's fine.
No, it's not fine.
Now,
I was pissed. No, John, it's not fine. No, it's not fine.
But he can't do anything to Fred.
Yeah, exactly. So me, you could be a bully with. Fred, you can't. So with me, you could be a bully with.
First of all, you guys, by making John do this stuff, you totally undermine. You say you want this run like a regular office.
Right.
But tell me what other office employees get to go, give their boss a hot foot?
I've done some on Scotty. Gary laughs, loves it. The only thing is, you're a sore loser. It happens to you. Now you're going to get angry at me. Give me this.
Have I ever played a practical joke on you? Ever? Have I ever played one on you? John said, Gary, you've been in on some practical jokes about me, and I said, yeah, I might have been in on them because Howard thought of it. Right. But do I sit at home at night and say, how can I screw Stuttering John? Think of it, engineer it, pull it off while I can't do the work I'm supposed to do?
Gary, I had a funny idea. I thought it would be good for the show to do it. So and that's what I was doing it for.
Well,
even after I told you 2 weeks ago, I just told you 2 weeks ago how upset I was by the other practical joke.
This is what happened.
That didn't stop you.
This is what happened.
You're a liar.
No. I swear to God on my mother, this is what happened. Gary was riding my ass for a lot of things I didn't think would,
He's totally wrong. wrong.
No, it was the truth. So on the same day, I asked you why you were riding my ass. Dan, I'm telling you, I looked in the office. You said, John, I got to tell you, I still haven't forgiven you for the Gary.
But that's not.
That was 5 months ago.
I never said to John that's why I was riding him. I was riding John because he wasn't doing his work. And then I said, to
in
him,
all fairness to John, we devised stealing the puppet. It wasn't John. We sent him out to do it because we're too lazy.
John's came up with the idea.
Right, we're
John's
too lazy.
taking credit for the idea.
He was just doing our bidding.
Yeah.
John's taking credit for the idea.
No, I'm not taking credit.
No,
for
he
the
didn't.
idea. No, I said Jackie said, let's break the puppet's legs.
And then John said,
and then I said, hey,
John said, let's steal it. I can do it.
I could because I was.
So John was like right in on it.
Right.
He might as well have thought of it. No,
Jackie said, let's break the legs of the puppet.
No, he didn't say break the legs. I don't remember.
No, he
what
did.
said.
He did say break the legs.
He said. He said.
Well, Jackie hates the puppet too.
Jackie said, we'll rig the puppet so it'll break.
Right.
On Gary. That's what you said. I'm telling you.
You know what the problem with
Look, guys. Here, let me just say something. There's obviously a lot of discontent among my organization.
Hey, Howard, you know what the problem with this office is?
Yeah.
Because Jackie and I were discussing this one day.
Oh, Jackie.
You can't
Jackie.
You can no longer get work done around this office because every underling, every intern, everyone who brushes against this office knows the one way that they can get on the air is to stab everyone else in the back.
Right.
So you can't, like Jackie can't go into Jokeland or whatever it is to make a phone call because one of the interns is going to listen, rat on him.
Right.
And you can't, I mean, it's got.
But I like it like that.
I know you do.
What difference does it make? We've been doing this for years.
Yeah,
but Gary,
I'm not stopping it either.
For me too. It isn't like I'm excluded.
When?
Oh, you
All
kidding
the
me?
time.
Okay, well, what happened?
How about all the times I used to call your house and you go, and then the next day it would be on the air?
No, I played your answering machine message. I did not set you up for a
Yeah, but they would extend the
joke.
stutters for about 10 seconds.
I don't do that. Scott does
yeah,
that.
but I'm not.
I'm telling you what
All
these
right,
guys do here.
look, listen.
Great tape.
All I want to do is end it by saying,
yes.
I told John 2 weeks ago how upset I was that he pulled a prank on me, and that obviously made him think that he has to think one up right away to piss me off even more.
That's right. I am going to listen to
You
the
know
tape.
what? If it wasn't for John's practical jokes, there'd hardly be a reason to keep him around.
Exactly. And he knows that.
All right. Listen to me.
Thanks, Rob.
We're going to take this up later in the show.
Joking and stuttering.
We're going to take it up. We're going to take it up. We're going to take it up. We're going to take it up later. We'll try and work it out on the People's Court. I must take a break, Robin, because there's something more important than this stupid, petty argument. No, there isn't.
Oh, nothing funnier than that.
Can you put this in mail to be filed?
John, are you in trouble again?
So if the question is, am I really pissed off? The answer is yeah, I really am. Hurt. Hurt would be the word. I'm a little hurt.
You know what, guy?
What?
If I had a gold star for every time you do something good, for every time you yell at me,
You see the need?
it would be even. No, it's bullshit. It's bullshit, Gary.
No, really.
The only reason I'm around here was because I joke and stutter, right? If I had a gold star for everything I did good, and that balanced out for all the times that you yell at me, it would be even. But the only times that I get anything is when I do something bad.
It's not true. It's not true, and you know that I told Howard a bunch of times in the last couple. It's so good. So pull more practical jokes on me. Take my practical jokes. Take the fucking phone calls with Billy West. You're looking for Barbara Bowie. Take Fred in the Jock Lounge 2 weeks ago. Take the puppet. Take this, and countless others that I can't even name. And how many practical jokes have been pulled on you? Not how many times has Howard fucked with you. Tell me how many actual premeditated practical jokes have been played on you. Can you name them? Not that I took your voice off the answering machine, because that's not a practical joke. That's something that you did that I thought was funny. Maybe it wasn't the best thing, but how many premeditated practical jokes have you been the victim of?
That's a bad question, because I'm pretty much the guy who thinks a lot of these practical jokes. So that's like asking.
Why do you think that is? Because you got a fucking vindictive streak in you.
No, because I think it's funny.
Of course, but nobody else does.
Well, if nobody else did, it would have been on the air for 3 million people. What the fuck is that? Nobody else does. Yeah, obviously Gary's not going to find it funny, and Gary's going to be mad at me for a little while, maybe a long time. Maybe he'll be mad at me forever. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes.
Real quick here, because we're running late, but Robin insists on hearing this.
I have to. I'm dying to know what happened.
So Stuttering John had said to me a couple of days ago he was going to make a phony phone call to Gary. And the premise was, Stuttering John is the guy who really made Gary a lot of money in the stock market.
Yes.
That you'll admit, right?
Oh,
Gary?
absolutely. Made me a ton of money.
Made you a ton of money.
So how could you be angry with
I mean,
him?
you were able to buy your house because of the money John made you.
I was able to buy a better house.
Right.
Not like it wasn't like if I met John, I would have no house, but I was able to buy a better house.
Right. He made a killing for
but
you.
I thought about this too. Listen, I appreciate that John helped me get money, but he doesn't need to give me money to like him. I'd like him anyway. And if he wants the money back, I'd give it back to him.
Well, you sound way too defensive. Nobody brought that up. You're on the
I know,
witness stand.
but John always says that. John
I
says,
don't bring it
whenever
up.
I say something to John, he goes, "Hey man, I can't believe you're mad at me. I made you all that money."
Yeah, well, that's not right, John.
You do say that. You do say that a lot.
When did I say that?
You said that a bunch of times.
Oh, that's That's BS, man. I make sure I don't say
You
that.
say,
I do hear you bring it up.
You say, how can you be mad at me? I made you all that money. You say, how can you be mad at me? Just in general, whenever I get mad at you about anything.
That's like, how could Nicole be mad at OJ? He gave her millions of dollars.
It's not, I really watch myself about that, Howard, but if Gary says so, we'll believe it. It's true.
You brought it up once or twice.
Maybe once or twice. Well, if you make a guy that much money, maybe once or twice you can give me, please, once or twice.
Well, no, listen, work is work. The fact that you guys have a relationship outside of work, you can't let it interfere.
No, exactly, which is why...
Well, that's why you can't use that against him.
No, but you know what? I play practical jokes on my roommate. I play practical jokes on on friends. I consider Gary a friend. I didn't know this was going to be work/friend thing.
Take away the work thing. It's a friend thing.
Yeah, a friend thing. So what's the big deal? You don't play practical jokes on your friend?
I don't play practical jokes on you. I do not play practical jokes on you, Stuttering John. End of sentence.
Yeah, all right. Well, do you play practical jokes on Scotty?
No.
Well, I do. I play them on everybody.
So because you act like a jerk, we should all accept it.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be funny for the I asked Howard about it. I asked him
when
if
it's
he wanted me to
when
do
it's
it.
not you, it's always funny.
All right. So anyway, John made a practical joke on Gary.
Must
Phony
have
phone
worked
call.
really
Phony
well.
phone call.
You want me to tell you the setup?
Yeah. What is the setup?
Setup is, we.
Spit it out, my friend.
Gary gave some money to a broker, and the broker, his name is Benny, and he decided to, and so he's going to call Gary and tell him that the stock.
All right, let me explain it because no one knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, some setup.
All right, the setup was basically that Gary had invested in a stock, and Stuttering John's buddy is the stockbroker involved. And, listen.
So who makes the call? The stockbroker?
Yeah, Gary had been calling for a while saying, listen, sell. I want you to sell this stock.
I'd actually just been calling the guy. I couldn't get a hold of him. I called him 5 times. He didn't return my call, which I later found out John set that part up as well.
Right.
For this whole joke.
Yeah.
And I was trying to find out the status of some of my stocks.
Right.
And I could not get the guy on the phone. And I was starting to get nervous because we have been involved with guys in the past, friends of John's as well, who have suddenly closed up shop and left, without notice.
So you want to call him, sell my shares so I may realize a profit.
Exactly. Well,
okay, so here we go.
I'm buying and selling.
I'm buying and selling, and I don't have a pot to piss in.
Sell, sell, sell.
All right.
If I called this guy today, I'm not saying anything, but if I called this guy today and he wasn't there, I would not be shocked.
Okay, here we go. Now, we should get this guy on the phone, actually, for this.
Well, we can. I told him to put his phones on.
All right.
You want me to call him?
Nah, I don't know. Let's just hear the call.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. And Gary is going to get the news that his stock has fallen apart and he's lost a lot of money.
And I should point out right now that I don't take bad news well.
All right.
Ooh, boy, I can't wait.
Gary.
Benny.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Not too good.
What's the matter?
Listen, I got bad news.
What's that?
Hold on one second.
John.
Gary.
Yeah.
Did you hear what happened?
No. What is it?
Friday, the company went out of business. Hanover Sterling.
Right.
And what happened was all their stocks, I don't know how to tell you this. All their stocks, halted trading. Okay, in the past, when I got involved with stocks that halted trading, stock always went up about 3-4 points.
Right.
So what happened was the stock halted trading. My trader called me in. He says, listen, the stock's just got halted on Hanover Sterling. I says, really? I says, that means the stock's going to go up at 3-4 points. So what I did was I put a block of stock together with all my clients. And what happened was the company went out of business.
Yeah.
Boy, Gary's so thick he don't get it.
He doesn't get it.
You are stupid.
I get it fine. I'm waiting for him to say it.
All right.
I want the words to come out of his mouth.
What are you
I'm
doing?
all pent up. I'm ready to scream it. I want him to say
How much money are we talking about?
$10,000.
$10,000. And let's face it. I mean, that's
a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Maybe not to the king of all media, but
Right.
to Gary, that's a lot of money.
To me, that's what I tip John for buying a potato. But same for you.
It's a lot of money.
That's right. No, if anybody, 10 grand. I mean,
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of. You would put up 10 grand, and at some point, the stock had gone up. So you were probably now looking at what, 30? You could have had.
No. Actually, I put up $7,250.
Right.
$7,250, and it had just moved up to around $10,000. When I last looked at it, I was at $10,000.
I see.
But I put up $7,200 of our own money.
And you were
Still a lot of money.
and you were thinking of selling at that point.
Yeah, I was like, hey, no sense hanging around.
Made enough money.
$3,000 is a lot of money.
Right.
And let's get
Not
out.
greedy.
Not greedy. Exactly.
So how come you didn't return any of my calls last week when I was trying to call you? I was trying to get out of it. You wouldn't call me back.
I don't know how to tell you.
John, John, Benny's on the phone saying that the company went out of business and we lost all our money. Is he yanking me around?
Which company?
Hoop.
No, not Hoop.
What's that? What? And what? Then what?
Not Hoop. I sold the Hoop to get out of the Hoop.
No, you didn't sell Hoop with my approval, so you owe me the money.
Well, the stock went down 80%.
No, it didn't.
Listen, guy, I can make it back to you.
No, listen to me. The last thing I was in was Hoop.
Well, what I wanted to do was I sold the Hoop.
But you don't do anything without my approval.
But if it would have worked out, it would have went good.
No. I don't care good or bad. I don't want to know. I want to know everything, and that's why I called you 5 times last week.
I couldn't get in touch with you when this thing...
You were such a liar.
Oh.
Benny, I called you 5 times last week.
A guy in his money.
I got a home number with an answering machine on that is always on. I'm at the station all day long. I did not get one message from you last week.
Gary, I can make it back. I got another...
Benny, here's what I need for you to do.
Listen, Gary,
get me a check for $72.50 today.
Listen,
that's all I want.
Back. The account's down right now.
Benny, get me my money back.
The account's down to it's about $2,100.
Give me my money back, Benny. You made trades without me. I wouldn't even know where to begin to call.
Listen, Gary, I can make it up to you.
So make it up and get it back to me.
I can make it up to you. I got this deal coming out March 9th. I can make it. It's going to be about 300-400%, but I can do it.
So what will I end up back with?
I can make you back your money. Well, you know.
Will make me back what money? I didn't even know what money I had because you wouldn't return my calls to tell me. You had me in and out of Benny, you had me in and out of 3 or 4 stocks, and you wouldn't call me back to tell me anything.
This is downright cruel.
I know. Look at poor Gary.
Yeah. And you want to know what a really funny...
Hey, you're handling yourself pretty good when it comes to your money. I wish you'd handle my affairs like this.
You want to know a really funny side effect of this whole thing?
Yeah.
You know the guy Doug that works at E?
Yeah.
John got Doug into the stock, so Doug just happened to be there. And I said, he goes, who's that on the phone? Benny? Ask about me. And I go, yeah, you lost all your money too.
Oh.
So Doug is shaking like he's going crazy right now.
He was almost in tears.
So Doug's in there too.
Yeah, Doug's freaking right now.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. He's white as a ghost.
I'm trying to keep a record of what's going on. And I don't even know what the hell I'm in.
Listen, I know I can make it back.
No, Benny.
Gary, let me do it for you, please. I really feel bad already. I lost a ton of money here.
I don't care about making it back. I want to know what you had me in that went out of business.
The company is called PanX. PANXU.
Then what, Benny? Why don't you call me back last week?
Listen, Gary, how do you want me to tell you these things? I want
you to tell me that
I didn't avoid your call.
What's that?
I didn't avoid your call.
Nobody in the office told me that you weren't there anymore.
No, I'm here. I'm still at the office, but I wouldn't avoid your phone call.
But I'm not saying you avoided it. I'm saying you didn't call me back.
No, well, I was in meetings all day, all night, and all week long.
And I got a home number all day, all night, and all week long.
I was in meetings all day, all night, all week long.
24 hours, 7 days
And then
a week.
I said, I got a home number that's on all day, all night, all week long.
Yeah, but he was in meetings all day, all night, all week long. How could he call you?
Back?
He didn't know you were calling. I like that.
I think this is really, not a good thing, Benny. I trusted you, which is the last.
You can trust me.
I obviously can't. If you're buying stock without my approval, I can't trust you.
Well, listen, in the past, the stocks always went up, but I'm telling you, these deals always went up.
But I want to know. I wanted to be out. Benny, I wanted to get out after Hoop. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be in Hoop and get out. What'd you put me in Hoop for?
Wait, listen to Gary on Hoop and finance. Man, what the hell is Hoop?
It's the name of a stock.
Did you guys make money on that one?
Yeah, it's a good stock.
Johnny's sweating.
This is so funny.
Were you panicked? I mean, were you out of your mind?
He was freaking.
The reality of it is that John has made me enough money that even if I lost all that money, I've still made more. The point of it is my wife says to me all the time, all right, you sure you know what you're doing? And
right.
You don't want to go home and tell her.
I don't care about the money. I don't want to go home like Ralph Cramden.
Right, and tell her, here's another fine
Honey,
mess.
lost $72.50.
I can't imagine how you resolve this thing.
What? Is it coming up, guys?
Yeah.
And what'd you get me out of it for? It never went anywhere. It stayed flat. So why would you get me out of it?
Well, because I could have made you an extra 4 or 5 points on the stock in one day. And then I could.
But why don't you? Benny, I've dealt with 10 stockbrokers. Not one of them has ever done that without calling me first.
In the past plenty of time.
Not with me, you haven't.
Well,
Not with me, you haven't.
Well, you left the money here, so now I can do it.
No, I didn't leave you that money and say do whatever you want with it. You asked me to buy one particular stock, and I bought it. You didn't say leave me your money and let me play with it. Big difference. Right, Benny?
Right, Gary.
No, it's the truth. You didn't say, I'm going to have a party with your money. You said, I'm going to put you in hoop, and I'm going to get you out of it.
I'm going to have a party with your money.
You think I knew this company was going to go out of business?
That's not the point. The point is, I know what I want to do with my money.
No, it's not the point.
The point is, I know what I want to do. And I didn't want to, I'm not a gambler. I wanted to get in and get out and do what I wanted. If you didn't want that, you should have never taken my money.
I'm sorry I lost your money.
You lost all my money. Oh, $7,200.
How much did you give him?
$7,200.
And everything's gone.
I got about 2,000 left. He put me in a stock without my knowledge.
What stock? Am I in the stock?
How come John's not in that stock?
That's Doug.
Because he pulls out all the time.
He said you pulled out.
Well, I pulled out of something, but is that the one? Is it Newman?
What happened with John?
He pulled out.
Out of what?
He takes his money and runs.
He said you took your money and ran.
Well, yeah, I did, but I didn't take all of it. I still have some money.
How come John's not in this stock?
Because I didn't have any money here with him.
That's a lie. He just told you he didn't take all his money.
Well, he left a few thousand.
Right. How come you put a few thousand of John's money in there?
Enough money with me.
Right. What about Doug?
You see, Doug didn't make anything. He's down a little bit of money.
He's down a little bit of money.
He doesn't have that much. I had to send him back money, too, so.
But how come you don't call me and send me back money?
Of course, I wanted to impress you. I want to show you something.
Well, you impressed me. You impressed me and showed me that you lost all my money. You're a magician, Benny. You took $7,200 and made it $2,000 in a week.
Doing material.
That's about 3 weeks. But see, that's the point, Benny. I called you 5 times last week. He says the company went out of business.
I just like that the guy's name is Benny. I don't believe it.
I got to tell you something. If you met him, if you saw him, this whole phone call would be 10 times funnier.
Really?
Benny's about 5'2" high and about 5'2" wide, and he's like one of those muscle guys.
Yeah, right.
And, if you didn't know he was a stockbroker, he'd scare the hell out of you.
Right.
Which company?
I don't know. He put me in a stock. He put me in a stock without my permission, and then the company went out of business. I'll never see that money again.
Uh-oh. Reality sets in.
I'd like to get a hold of one of your bosses and rap to him about this.
Why would you do that to me?
Because you did something very unethical.
Well, I made money for you in the past.
No. One time.
It was 2 times.
No, it was 1 time, Benny.
And this time.
Right, and this time, and I gave you permission to put it in the hoop, which I was monitoring. I want to know where my money's going. There's nothing wrong with that.
Why would you want to know that?
You give me some money, and I'll hold on to it. You give me 10 grand.
I'm just impressed that you're able to handle yourself on the phone like this.
Roll it back a little bit, because this is a...
Actually, Gary sounds like somebody's dad.
Yeah. Really? You almost sound like you know what you're doing.
I'd like to speak to one of your bosses.
I'll hold on to it for you for a couple of weeks, and I'll invest it for you. But I won't tell you where it's going, and then, 3 weeks I'll call you back and tell you how I did.
Listen, I got this deal happening March 9th.
Yeah, but
if you send me more money.
You're right.
No, it's funny.
Look, Benny, you around with me.
No, not at all.
He says he wants me to send him more money. Yeah. No, he's around with me. Who's recording this?
Oh, you figured it out?
You?
Oh.
With that? It's such a... I knew you were...
So you're happy at this point that you didn't lose your money, but you're sad because John...
Here's the setup. The setup is, I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
John is standing behind me.
Right.
John is on his way out to interview LT.
Right.
So it doesn't seem odd to me that John's standing there with a microphone and a tape recorder.
Right.
Because it looks like he's on his way out. Then all of a sudden I realize the microphone's pointed right at me.
Yeah, right.
Around with me, you sucking bastard. What's that?
You better have recorded it, tell us.
John, what are you doing?
What do you mean?
Whose idea was this? Whose idea was this?
It's mine.
I didn't even get you back for the last one, you
Because you told me you haven't forgiven me for the other one.
you guys should die.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
Benny, I thought you wanted to be my pal. How could you do this to me?
I wouldn't do anything like that to you. I would never do that.
I would want to do it.
Howard. By the way, it's
He'll
Howard.
be ratting you out.
You're the one. You just told me you're going to do it. What do you want from me?
Party money.
Oh, Benny, what are you doing to me?
I'm the king of stock.
Oh, yo. No, it doesn't.
John's back there. Don't get mad.
Benny, Benny's such a... Benny, were you...
You were pissed, man.
I was. I really was. And then like 10 minutes later, the whole rap I gave you this morning, I gave to John.
Right.
I said, I was in there and I go, What are you doing to me? Like, why am I the butt of your jokes?
Right.
I thought it would be funny for the ad. That's all.
And it is, but it's not funny to me.
Wow.
It's it's a practical joke.
And then they all come back to haunt you.
Yeah, but Gary, we've done friendly favors for each other. You've done.
Just because you do favors for me doesn't mean you have the right to
I'm saying both of us. We've been friends. I don't know. I mean, we goof on each other. You make stuttering jokes all the time.
Again, I told you how bummed out I was about the puppet thing, and I just told.
Well, that's what I can't believe.
How I
5
continue
months,
to be.
He still hasn't forgiven me for the freaking puppet.
No, I didn't say
5 months, and he doesn't. He ain't mad at Jackie.
John,
anybody else? Just me.
I didn't say.
You know why? Because he's allowed to be.
I didn't say I didn't forgive you. I didn't say I didn't forgive you.
Yes, you did. You said
no, I didn't.
Still mad.
I just
about
said
it.
I can't believe. I'm still bummed out about it because it really hurt me. That I spent the whole weekend. While my
well, what's he supposed to do? That's why it's a practical joke. He's pissed off at you.
Yeah.
Right.
If
So
it
John,
it would be worth doing.
It's not good unless you piss a guy off.
Yeah, but so don't you think he would forgive me by now? Scott's
Why?
forgiven me for all the 20 jokes I played on him.
But why should I forgive? I just told you I didn't forgive you. Why would you do it again?
Because I figured if you're not going to forgive me, I might as well just keep on going.
Just keep on going then.
Okay.
What's he got to lose?
I mean, really, if you're not going to let...
You're at ground zero, so have a party.
No, but if you're not going to let it go, I thought it would just be a funny thing. Plus, I didn't leave you hanging for 2 days. Now it was 2 minutes.
It's still cruel.
What is it,
2 minutes or
Ralph?
2 days. Ralph has something to add here about John and practical jokes.
I never played one on you.
No. But I just find it incredible that John really has he always gets mad at me, like I'm going to say something to somebody about something or repeat something to somebody, and I don't see how he can do this kind of thing to Gary relentlessly.
Relentlessly? You're talking about
his
twice.
attitude.
Twice in 7 years. That's relentlessly?
Well, you do it.
That's your definition of relentlessly,
you do it to
Ralph?
everybody, like Gorilla.
I play practical jokes. What's the big deal?
Yeah, but John,
if you don't want me to play them, how'd I want? I always ask you.
I love it.
I always ask you.
I think it's funny.
It's all for on the air. If it
I
wasn't
love
for
it.
that-
I love it when you're all at each other's throats. I love it. I love it. I love it.
If John, listen, John
and Ralph, as far as Ralph goes, you must be gay because only gays don't understand practical jokes. You're sensitive like a woman.
This is Ralph to vent on John. It's Ralph to vent on John.
Joke, but John is always getting pissed at me if I slip and say something to somebody that I shouldn't say, or he thinks.
There it is.
I get pissed at Ralph for things like asking my girlfriend to go to scores with me.
I love
it. I mean stuff like dumb stuff.
Well, now that would have been funny if I did that on purpose.
But at least if you're gonna play a practical joke, Ralph, at least have some tact and do something.
That was no practical.
Requires some thinking.
So John thinks he's right because he does them well.
Right.
No, Gary,
John
really?
thinks he's right.
Listen, between you and me.
Ralph, how the hell did you get involved in this? That's all I want to know. Who the hell are you? Why don't you get your berry ass out of here for a second? I swear to God.
Right.
I don't do nothing to you. I avoid you. You're a dick. Get out of here.
No, John, you're a dick.
No, you're a dick.
You're a dick.
Why are you getting involved in a fight that you have
why-
nothing to do with? It's me and Gary. It ain't you.
Well,
it ain't
I'm
you.
involved with it because I want to
It ain't
be.
you. Yeah, of course. You want to get your freaking big nose and everything.
Yeah, so? You got a problem with that?
Is there any reason for this?
No,
Yeah,
he's
you're
saying.
reacting
I
pretty
understand
good.
what he's saying. He's saying that you react whenever people do things, so you should understand
But it's bad
Gary's
enough I
reaction.
got to deal with Gary, and I got to deal with Ralph too.
Hey, what can I tell you, man?
That's your problem. If you wouldn't
No,
attack
I didn't play
everybody.
a practical joke on you. I played it on Gary. I don't play practical
Yeah,
jokes
but
on you.
John, but you're always giving me a hard time about
You're always giving me a hard time.
Say.
The other day you yelled at me for Howard because I was trying to help you. The other day you yelled at me because I was trying to help you.
Now this is funny.
And then talk about people giving a hard time. You give everybody a hard time. Trust me, you do. Trust me, you do. If
All right, you know what?
That's not the
You
point.
want to know something? This is great.
You're off the point.
What is
All
the point then?
The
Ralph?
I have no idea what
the
anybody's
point
talking
is,
about.
you expect everybody to be sensitive.
Gary, I apologize.
You
to
expect
Gary. I
everybody
didn't
to
know it
be
was gonna
sensitive
a bad
to you,
thing.
but
I
you're
really,
insensitive
I'm
to everybody
sorry. I
else,
was just
John.
trying-
That's
I was trying
the
to do
point.
something funny.
All right, very good.
I didn't realize it was going to be that good.
How come every show leads back to everybody hates Ralph?
I don't know.
That was the point. I mean,
I'll tell you one time we tried to tape Jackie in the joke office, and he went nuts.
Right.
It's just not. It's not funny.
So do it again. Of course, it's funny.
I got to tell you something.
What, did that stop you?
The point is,
Let me
you're
tell you
trying
what
to
I love.
practical
I
joke. If
love.
you get caught,
I love
you
it.
get
You know what?
caught.
My feeling on this is the following. I like it. I like everything I see
You
here
love
today.
this harmony.
I love it.
You do.
I thrive on it. Just stay on your toes.
You want to know something? I was thinking about this the other day. You love
I
it so
love
much.
it.
There was a time.
I could listen to you guys fight all day.
There was a
The
time.
question is, why does Gary ever let his guard down?
Right. If you're dopey enough to let your guard down, then that's your problem.
Robin, how about we pull a few jokes on you then? Robin, put your guard up. We'll see how funny it is when it's you. Let me tell you something. There was a time when there was an unspoken law between me and Jackie and Fred that we didn't rat on each other or goof on each other. And it took you 6-7 years to chisel it away. But when you chiseled it away, you were the happiest man in the world.
That's right. And now you know why I'm happy. You tapped into it 100%.
Exactly.
This little attitude that Howard is some kind of enemy and that everybody in this room keeps everything from me.
It wasn't us.
Now I got you all ratting on each other. I love it.
It's the truth.
That's right.
It took you,
and it's only going to get worse.
It took you 6 years with a hammer and a
Keep going.
But you know, Gary says it's going to reflect now.
I used to walk in here. I see Jackie conspiring with Fred and Gary, and everyone's keeping me out of the in the dark.
The truth was they were still ratting on each other.
Of course.
They were lying.
Well, now the rats have really crawled
out. And that's
out.
half the reason they hate me is because I talk to you a lot, and they think I'm going to tell you everything.
I love it all.
Every time they wanted something to get back to you, they told me.
Yeah, and you know something,
And Gary, your job is to tell me everything that goes on around here, not to make alliances with Jackie and Fred and all these other people.
You busted that up.
Good.
There's no alliance.
You will now tell me everything?
I always have told you everything.
Good.
Gary was the only one keeping secrets.
And did Ralph ask permission to come in here anyway?
Yeah, he asked me.
And
before
Howard,
we went on the air.
I have to now do the news. I don't have all day for this show. I have to take a break. I have a life.
Okay, Ralph. Can I just ask? The thing I don't know how this involves work, Gary. It was just a practical joke. Why does he bring up that now it's attached to work?
What?
How is it attached to work now? I don't understand. How does playing see? You know what I'm saying, Howard? If it was Jackie playing him, no big deal. But now that I played him, now Gary has the authority now to say.
You know what? I don't.
No, why don't
I can't follow all of it.
In other words,
he's trying to say that Gary's going to give him a hard time back in the office.
Yeah,
I'm not.
No. Now I'm not going to give probation.
I'm not going to give John a hard time. I'm just going to hold him up to the regular standards that I should have been holding him up to the whole time.
All right.
No hard time. I'm not going to. I'm not.
Why, Howard? Because I played a practical joke.
Right.
So in other words, I'm getting penalized.
No.
That's part of it.
No.
I am getting penalized.
The exact reverse. You got a handicap for me being your friend and letting you get away with too much.
Why don't you just punch him, Gary?
No, I'm not going to punch John.
How about Ralph? I'll punch you before you punch us.
That I pay to see.
You know what's funny? During all this, Gorilla the intern is back in the office putting glue on Gary's chair right now, so that when he sits down, he'll be stuck to the chair for a couple of days.
Get them all out of the
John, Howard, I'm done. I'm not going to do no practical jokes anymore.
Don't be a pussy.
No, but look at him.
Look at you. You're cowering.
No, I have a great one.
Gotta go
my next one.
All right, well, then there you go. Then just go on and do it. You're at ground zero. You heard what you said. All right, good. This is good. I like all this. Good. Congratulations to all of you.
I love you, Gary.
I love you too.
You'll see how he loves you. Super. All right, go back there and now we'll go work together in harmony. I love that. All right, I'm going to take a break.
That was like the best thing I've heard in years.
And
Ralph's just mad because I despise him like everybody else, and he knows it. Because he walks around with an implied.
You're still talking to the wall. I'm not listening at this point.
Why does everybody hate Ralph?
Because he's trying to help Ralph, and like the other day I was trying to help him in here, and I was asking him to do something. I said, "Hey, Ralph."
John.
And then he starts yelling at me.
John.
What? Oh, you don't care.
You're talking like a nervous girl who's about to lose her virginity. Just mellow out. All right, here we go.
Nobody knows what you're saying.
No one. You're babbling.
I'm babbling because I don't know why he came in here to
John, that incident that happened, you were trying to articulate something. I had no idea what the hell you were talking about. I was in the middle of doing something, and I said, John,
you wouldn't give
what
me
are you
a chance to
about?
articulate, Ralph.
No, you're like,
All right, listen to me, girls.
You can't even get your head through the door. That's why, Ralph. That's why.
I have what? Why can't I get my head in
Nothing.
the door?
Hey, no, I already said it.
All right, come on.
hear you.
Both of you, out the door now. Out and Z. Out. I can't take it. My ears hurt.
Take it into the hall.
Take it into the hall and settle it like men. You're stuttering on deaf ears. Get out of here. That's all. I'm going to sit and listen to this nonsense for a few minutes, but not for my entire day.
No, I just don't understand why Ralph is so hated. I mean, they all think that he's your best friend, and they hate him.
John is so mad that Gary's upset
He's
that he's taking it out on Ralph.
He's worried.
That's all. Everyone is.
Okay.
Everything's going on. There's a lot of things going on.
Ralph just needs some airtime. Whenever he gets a chance, he gets his freaking ass in there. You know that. If there's every instance, he's got to go in there and say things. You know what, Ralph? It's been so long. Since about 4 months now have gone by since I said, I don't, keep things. So a lot of times I tell him about like a girl I'm with. I say, Ralph, do me a favor, I'll keep it low, which is, okay. I don't want that shit on the air, right? You know what I mean? Because obviously I can get myself into trouble. It's true. So obviously I tell Ralph. Not only Ralph, I say it to Gary. I say it to anybody. Even you, Ganji. So now that means that freaking I should be yelled at, by Ralph. Only because I say, yo, just keep it. Listen, a practical joke is a practical joke. It's not going up to freaking, your wife and saying, hey, I seen Scott at Scores, and a practical joke isn't goofing on.
John, I didn't say that, and you still insist
You're saying that I say no. I'm not saying you did.
That whole Scores thing.
What was your argument?
It's a lie.
What was your argument in there?
My argument was that you.
I tell you, don't say things.
You want to be treated with sensitivity, and yet you're insensitive to everybody around you.
No, I'm not insensitive.
You think Ralph was a
Ralph, how am I insensitive to you?
Hold on one second.
How am I insensitive to you?
You're an asshole. Go fuck yourself.
How am I insensitive to you? How have I ever been insensitive to you? I just want to hear this, please. In any way. Give me an example.
No, I'm just saying.
Give me one example of me being insensitive to you.
I don't know. Give me a minute to think about it.
Of course.
I'm just
Thank
saying
you.
everybody around you.
Everyone around. You should worry about Ralph. Not everybody around me. You worry about Ralph.
I about everybody else. I
don't
felt
be
bad
insensitive
for Gary.
Yesterday he came up to me, hey John, do you know any freaking scenes in movies? I sat and helped you out. I don't be insensitive to you. I never have. So then. No, I just rap. You went in there to fucking, crucify me.
I'm trying to get you wound up.
I don't be. I know you will.
Look at how upset you get. What are you so upset about,
because,
John?
I'll tell you why I'm upset. Here's a guy. Gage, here's a guy that I treat good. I treat with respect. I don't make fun of him. I sit with him and talk to him.
Oh, come on. You constantly goof on me. But that's okay, John. That's
anyway, Gage,
you're insecure.
I'm his friend. We freaking, I ask him for his help, correct? He asks me for my advice, correct? So I don't know where it comes from.
So you're saying, like, this whole thing was really between you and Gary?
Yeah, there's no reason for Ralph to come in there. There was no reason for him to come in there, only because now is Ralph's chance to be a dick, which he loves to be, as we all know from just seeing or hearing him on the radio.
Sometimes you're friendly to me, but you're not my friend. You don't treat me like a friend. There's a difference.
Ralph.
There's a difference.
Guys.
You're friendly with me because I think sometimes you think you have to be.
No. See, this is his argument.
What does that mean, Ralph?
Scott, no.
What does that mean?
It's self-serving.
Why?
Everything's self-serving.
No, but what does that mean?
Because he doesn't do anything John's ever done for me nice. I have to hear about it 900 times.
Yeah.
Remember I took you to the concert and you can't just hang out with John and be a friend and hang out and whatever.
You said John is nice to you because he has to be. Is that because you hang out with Howard?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, now can I talk? Gage, the reason why is because Ralph, he forgets. He can be a dick to me, and you have to say, Ralph, what do you mean? Like the other day, he accused me of not being a good guy. So I had to say, wait a second, Ralph. No. He said the only thing
I'm not gonna have time for that today.
He said the only time that I'm a good guy is when I want something. So I said, wait a second, Ralph. I said, how about at freaking? I had to think of him because I have to prove to him that he's wrong. At Scores, I looked I had a doob. I looked all over him. I knew he wanted to smoke. I postponed me smoking. I had the owner waiting. I looked all over him. I had people searching for him. Not so I can impress Howard. The only reason why is because I knew he wanted to. And you know what, Ganji? Ultimately, I'm a good guy, and that is why. That is why.
But you see, I've done stuff like that with John too, but I can't remember the details.
You know why? Because he hasn't.
Because it's not that important. If you're hanging out with somebody and you're you do think he commits everything to memory and he writes it down. It's
because you know what?
Okay, here's what I've done for Ralph.
I have to because look what happens.
I got it.
This idiot goes on the air. I have to remember. I have to remember.
It's all in John's book.
I have elephant's memory.
And Gary even said so. He throws it up to him every chance he has to get how much money he's made him.
I really don't. Maybe
you do it. You, Robin, you told me 9 times how you paid for the earrings that she wore.
I told you. And then what does Ralph do? John, could you get me some socks? John, could you help me out? Right?
Yeah, right? But he didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
So why not?
I didn't because he doesn't have enough money. That's the true reason. But I mean, that's the only reason. But it's just amazing.
I have enough money.
I offered to help him, but he didn't have enough.
Put it on the message.
Maybe we could suggest a pay-per-view boxing event between you two. Maybe.
Any day, anytime, anytime.
Yes.
Anytime.
I don't really. The truth is, I don't really dislike John.